What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode. I'm Swiper Cam, and welcome to my channel. Y'all, if you haven't subscribed, continue to hit the subscribe button. We got over 3,500 subscribers in just over 3 months, and we are going to Serbia at 10K. Hit the subscribe button. I'm already looking at flights. I'm already looking at spots to visit. Hit the subscribe button. Let's go, baby. So, I just got done watching the Denver Nuggets playing against the Miami Heat on April 14, 2021, and the Denver Nuggets won 123 to 106 in their first game, in their first win since the brutal injury to Jamal Murray. The brutal injury to Jamal Murray, in which we lost him to an ACL injury, and we are now going to have to be without Jamal Murray for the foreseeable future. I think like you all, I was anxious today. I was anxious to see what the Nuggets would look like. I was anxious to see what the team would look like. I was anxious to see how they were going to come out. I was anxious to see what kind of energy they were going to have, how they were going to compete, how they're going to continue to invest in the team and invest in each other. I was anxious to see what they're going to do to respond. And so I was doing a lot of thinking today. I want to get to the game in a minute, but I want to maybe encapsulate some things we can look forward to over the next 17 games and after this game that just got played. So I was thinking today about Nikola Jokic, and something I said today, and I put it on Twitter if you haven't already seen it. Again, if you are not following me on Twitter, go follow Swiper Cam on Twitter. You can interact with me on a daily basis. I try to respond to as much as I can, but you can hear my thoughts and hear what I'm talking about with the team on a daily basis. I said, I think Nikola Jokic goes to a level that he himself hasn't touched yet. You see, what I found to be true about Nikola, including Serbians, is that when he knows he needs to go to that place, when he knows he needs to go to that place of greatness, he does it. Now, MPJ had to step up 1,000%. Aaron Gordon, 1,000%. Monte Morris, Will Barton, Facu Campazzo, they all got to step up. But you see, what's great about players like Nikola Jokic, is what's great about players like LeBron James. You see, when the moment is the toughest, when the demand is the greatest, when the obstacles are the most adversarial, the great ones are able to go to a level that only a handful of players can go to. You see, I honestly think that Nikola Jokic is about to cement his status as the best player in the NBA this season over the next 18 games and throughout the playoffs. You see, either you could run or you can fight. It's not fair that Jamal Murray is hurt. It's not fair that the Nuggets have been screwed by a shortened offseason and no rest. It's not fair that Denver has to fight and claw for respect. But forget fair. Forget easy. Forget what could have been. All the Nuggets have is now. You see, I've long said that Nikola Jokic is the generational talent, and he has a generational greatness about him. But if I had to stake the hopes for the city of Denver, the hopes for an NBA championships, if I had to stake the hopes of the Denver Nuggets franchise in the one player in franchise history, it would be Nikola Jokic. Because leaders lead, winners win, and fighters fight. And Denver Nuggets fans, buckle up. Because this is going to be a dogfight. You see, what changes now is the team doesn't have the dynamic point guard that goes toe-to-toe with Steph Curry and Damian Lillard come playoff time. We lost somebody who gives you 42 points, 50 points, and 50 points in a 3-game span in a playoff series. We lost somebody that puts Kawhi Leonard on skates, that goes and spins around Paul George for dunks. Somebody that gets crazy underarm layups against LeBron James and Anthony Davis. We're missing that. The heartbeat of the team, the soul of the team. Jamal Murray is the fire of the Denver Nuggets. But you see, when you get moments like this where you have to respond, everything changes. The way you play, the way you view the game, the way that you have to work with each other, everything changes. That's how sports is. Sports ain't fair. Sports has high moments, low moments, and everything in between. And the great thing about what we have now is we have the MVP. We have the best player in the NBA on the Denver Nuggets, who's going to have an opportunity to prove himself in ways that he never has before. And tonight, that was the start. Nikola Jokic tonight, just walking in his sleep, has 17 points in 32 minutes, 10 rebounds, and 11 assists for yet another triple-double. He was 6 of 14 from the field, 1 of 2 from the three-point line, and he was also 4 or 5 from the free throw line with 2 blocks, 1 steal, and he was a +7 tonight. Not crazy numbers, but again, he facilitated. He probably could have had 15 more assists tonight had people made their shots. He had a long-range pass to Monte Morris that he missed. He had one to Will Barton that he missed. The dude is just playing the orchestrator right now. He knows what this team needs, and he's doing what he has to do. He's positioning himself because you better believe those 35 points, 17 rebounds, 15 assists game are coming because he's already done them. But he's going to have to do them, especially when we get into that gridlock. We got to play against the Clippers and the Lakers and the Nets. All that's coming up on the schedule. Utah's coming back on the schedule. He's going to have to be MVP Jokic in those games. But games like this where he doesn't have to give all out effort, even though Bam Adebayo is a great player, I would love for Bam to be a Denver Nugget. I said it tonight on Twitter that Jimmy Butler would be Mr. Nugget. He's like that. I love his spirit. I love the way he plays. I love the way he draws people to him, and he draws people to be their best. Jokic is going to be needed in those games, but tonight he was able to kind of sit back and facilitate because this dude was the player of the game. Michael Porter Jr., 33 minutes, 25 points, 10 rebounds. I could have swore he had an assist. It says 0 assists, but I don't know about that. I could have swore he had an assist tonight. He was 25 points, 10 rebounds, 10 of 14 shooting, 3 of 6 from the three-point line, 2 of 2 from the free throw line with 3 blocks. And he was a second in the team high with a +17 tonight. Michael Porter Jr. was lighting up everywhere. In the first quarter, Michael Porter Jr. had 8 points. In the first quarter, Nikola Jokic had, looks like 5 points. Michael Porter Jr. was hitting three-pointers, mid-range. He was diming and dishing. No matter of fact, I know he had assists tonight because he had one where he caught the ball in the mid-range after he already made a mid-range basket, and he gave it to Jokic, and Jokic put it up, I think on Duncan Robinson. So I know he had assists tonight. He also had another assist, I think, to another player. He had one to Will Barton. He was facilitating some tonight, man. Get that man his assist. Michael Porter Jr. is going to have to shoulder the load, and I think he can do it. I believe in this game. I believe in the way he's wired. I believe in his commitment level to greatness. And, y'all, I believe in his commitment level to the team. You see, one of the things about what Michael Malone has done by making it so difficult for him, meaning difficult not trying to withhold him, but difficult in that you weren't just going to get it. You got to earn your minutes with these Denver Nuggets. You got to earn your minutes on a contender. Having to do that means buying into a process, buying into a culture, buying into his team, buying into his coaches. Michael Porter Jr. had to kill a lot of that selfishness. Now, is he still young? Is he going to gun too much sometimes? Yeah, sure. But I don't get the spirit from Michael Porter Jr. He's a selfish dude, a selfish kid, really, because he's 22 years old. I honestly think this dude is a team-first player who, had this been 2003 in the 2003 draft and he'd been Carmelo Anthony, he probably would have been the same thing. 21 points a game as a rookie and been a scorer his whole life, maybe never learned how to play defense and team basketball. Not team basketball, let me not be unfair to Melo, but a scorer who didn't have to play great defense all the time. Somebody who didn't understand maybe some of the minutia to the game. Michael Porter Jr. is understanding it, though. He's rotating the blocks he had. He's positioning himself. Every time Jokic got hemmed up on a pick and roll, Bam started sliding, and he wanted to get the slip. Every time they tried to throw the slip pass, Michael Porter Jr. was there contesting, making it hard for Bam, causing multiple misses. Again, 3 blocks tonight. So, again, he might not be the best on-ball defender right now. He's a great backline defender. Aaron Gordon tonight played very, very, very well. 27 minutes, 16 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 7 of 11 from the field, 1 of 3 from the three-point line, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, and he was a +10 tonight. He played really good defense against Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler only had 13, 3, and 9 today. And Aaron Gordon was locked up on him most of the game. And then Aaron Gordon would also get him pinned down in the paint. Got some dunks over him today. Got some putbacks today. Aaron Gordon looks good. And we're going to really need him over the next several games. we're really going to need him over the next several games, especially as we're trying to figure out how do we replicate, at least to some degree, what Murray was giving us as the team is changing. And it might just be the long boys in the back, because right now you got Aaron Gordon 6'8", Michael Porter Jr. 6'10", and you got Jokic at 7 feet tall. You might have to depend on the long boys, man. That's just what it might have to be. So great game by Aaron Gordon. Monte Morris, Mike Singer from the Denver Post said it. I've said this to you. I think he's the best backup point guard in the NBA. He could start on a handful of teams. Mike Singer said today that the NBA is going to find out over the next 18 games and playoffs games that he is a starting caliber point guard in the NBA. And, he looked it tonight. 26 minutes, 11 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 of 10 from the field, 1 of 2 from the three-point line. He was a +9 tonight. Good game. Will Barton, not so great. I don't want to cover him too much, but, he hit his three-point shots. He was decent tonight. Wasn't great. 25 minutes, 6 points, 1 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 of 8 from the field, 2 of 5 from the three-point line. But Will Barton was a +2. The man in the bench tonight, y'all. Jamal Green played well too, but Facu Campazzo played well. But the game high player tonight was PJ Dozier with 28 minutes, 15 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 6 of 10 from the field, 3 of 5 from the three-point line. And he had 3 steals, and he was a +20. Here's the thing about PJ Dozier. PJ Dozier could be the Sean Livingston, that's 6'8" on the Golden State Warriors, but that Sean Livingston of a 6'5", 6'6" point guard who can play overwhelming defense, who can shoot, but who plays inside of himself. He gets to his spots, and he plays inside of himself. If PJ Dozier can figure out how to do that consistently, that dude could be a starting point guard in the NBA. Honestly, man, there is a world in which, again, if they can get a Gerald Green or something like that to come off of the bench, and they can put PJ and slot him in that starting unit, that changes things, especially when you start playing against these bigger teams. But he would have to know how to play pure point guard. Get to your shots, get to your spaces, create for other people, rebound, and play defense, and play smart. But he doesn't seem to be there all the time yet, but that's where he could be. Great game by PJ. Facu Campazzo's been on a hot streak in three-pointers lately, like the last 3 games. 26 minutes, 8 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 of 5 from the field, 2 of 4 from the three-point line. And he also was a +3. So Facu, man, is hitting the shots. He was playing some good defense today. I like Facu. He did well today. Jamal Green, 19 minutes, had 17 points. He was 6 of 8 from the field, 4 of 5 from the three-point line. Welcome back, Jamal Green. 1 of 1 from the free throw line with 1 block, with 1 steal. He was a +7. Paul Millsap, 2 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 of 5 from the field, 0 of 2 from the three-point line with 1 block. And he was also a +10. And also, Bol made another appearance, man. Bol tonight at the end in garbage time. 3 minutes, 6 points, 1 rebound, 2 of 2 from the field, 2 of 3 from the free throw line. And Bol, man, if he can just figure out how to play, again, here and be prepared here and here, lights out. And I think the Nuggets could use him down the stretch. So, overall, good game tonight. The Denver Nuggets go to 35-20. We have the Houston Rockets coming up on Friday. 14-41 Houston Rockets. That should be another win. Then they play the Memphis Grizzlies, who just lost to the Dallas Mavericks. That could be another win. And then they play against the Portland Trail Blazers in another really important game. So, very winnable games coming up, y'all. I'm glad that they got this first win. MPJ, Gordon, Barton, Morris, and I also think Austin Rivers, when he comes in, I think those players are going to have to help to really replace what Jamal Murray brung. We're going to need an energy dude. I don't know who that's going to be. I don't know who it's going to be, because they're going to need somebody with that energy. They're going to have somebody bringing the energy in the playoffs the rest of the season. So we'll see who it is. But, y'all, that's going to be this last video for tonight. I appreciate y'all. Go check out that International Dominance video that I just posted. It's an amazing, amazing video. Share, like, let me know in the comment section what you thought tonight, Swiper Gang. And I'll see y'all soon.